Hello again, and another episode of, you guessed it, Jay Shed. And on this little number we're going to be looking at one of these, which is Bakerlite 13 amp plugs, one that I found on an old appliance. So we're going to look at this in a bit more detail and compare it with a new one. I thought this would be rather interesting because I do like vintage things, and this will date from about 1960 to 1970, but I'll show you a few things why these can't be used. So let's take it apart. I'm just going to put you onto the bench. So there we are. This is what we're looking at. This is an MK13 amp plug of Bakerlite. As plugs are, you've got your inlet there for your cable. You've got your markings, your old-fashioned markings on there. Look. Yep. And one thing about this, why this is not allowable today to use, it's to do with the pins. The base of the pins are not insulated. So when you take the plug out, you can easily, if your fingers or thumb slips straight onto that, and that is the live pin that your finger goes onto if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, it'll probably be your thumb that goes onto that one. So this is why these were actually ruled out and was improved later on in the years for insulation to be put round the bottom of the pins. So I'll just compare this to a modern day plug, and on the modern day plug you can see the two insulation bits on the pins. So if you happen to touch that, you are quite safe and will not get thrown halfway across the room. Right, so let's take this little older beauty to bits, and in fact you can feel the build quality on these older plugs are a lot better. And I'm expecting as well to see inside this plug a different kind of way of connecting the cables inside. And yes, there we go. Here we go with the inside there, and of course these little screws always fly up. If you can see in here now, we've got the different kind of connections there, which are actually like a clamp, so it actually clamps the wire in instead of going through a little hole with a cheap little screw in that gets loose and falls out and causes all sorts of things. Again, we've got the usual cable anti-pull there. You put your cable through. Basically, again, the same as anything else. You've got your usual pins, and this was actually with a very old 5 amp fuse in there. This come off a plug that needed to be changed, off a transformer, believe it or not. This was, and I thought this would be very good to keep for, you know, future antiques. Again, very well built. I mean, the thickness of that, and Bakerlite was a very good early plastic. The thing is though, if it burns, it does smell like fish. So let's just compare this lovely bit of quality. MK used to make some really great stuff. Just recently, oh, that's like everything else really, isn't it? You get good, you get bad. It doesn't seem to be up to standard. This is a dial plug you can find in a B&Q, which I think it's a thing. Yeah, now you can see the difference there between the actual quality of these two plugs. It's really quite, you know, we don't think it's really important for a plug. We take a plug for granted, but you're going to want something that's, you know, going to stand up. I should think these would be quite tougher. I think this one, if you dropped it or trod on it or pulled it, it probably fall to bits. I'm not going to try it, because if I give this a whack with a hammer on this bench, the whole bench would probably fall to bits. My luck. So that's the newish one. So we'll just get rid of that for a minute. As you say, these ones cannot be used because they're not insulated, but still a nice little thing to keep in your collection, really. I've got some other Bakerlite bits and pieces that we'll have to show you. I mean, so much we take for granted, you know. I know they're not exciting, a plug or anything, but this little one I just thought was, you know, was going to be quite interesting just to show you. So one of tomorrow's antiques by the look of it. Get that in there, we don't want to damage the screw. So there we are, Bakerlite MK 13 amp plug. There we go, brilliant. There. So if you like this video, don't forget subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, give it a thumbs up. I'll have more stuff coming up really soon, some more street lighting stuff in fact. So the next video is going to be quite interesting when I can get around to doing it. And until the next time, then give me the thumbs up, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.